Welcome. The video you are about to watch is the Sitecore Fundamentals Overview video. It is primarily geared towards learners who want a high-level overview of web content management and the Sitecore Experience platform. It is a foundation and requirement for content business user and website development for .NET developers courses. There are no prerequisites for watching this video. I will be the main narrator on the video. The video will cover 4 main topics. First, we'll talk about what a CMS is. We will then learn about Sitecore. Then we will move on to basic 8.0 UI orientation. Finally, you will see some different types of personalization in Sitecore. Today I've been joined by Jacob, who's going to respond to some questions that I have prepared about my CMS installation. Now Jacob, what is a CMS?
CMS stands for Content Management System. Some also call it WCMS, which stands for Web Content Management System.
And what is it used for? What does it actually mean?
So, quite simply, a CMS is a system that is used to manage content on a website. It means that you create new content, modify it, measure its effectiveness, things like that.
Why do we need one? We already have a website. Will this make my life more difficult? It's one more thing I have to learn.
The thing is, content on a website can quickly become outdated. The purpose of a CMS is to allow the non-technical user to quickly and efficiently edit content without having any technical coding skills. Updating content can also become very expensive very quickly if you need to call your developer every time a change is needed. Non-technical users almost certainly have more understanding of the ins and outs of marketing than a developer does, and therefore should be creating and editing content on the website.
Who are the users of CMS?
Well, CMS enables non-technical users to keep their content up to date and to run marketing campaigns without having to get help from a techie who has other priorities. Technical users, such as developers who know coding language, have the task of developing the look and feel of the website. That includes the different functionalities that the website visitor uses to interact, making life easier for the non-technical users. They also have the task of configuring and setting up the website.
And where is the website stored?
So typically, the website is stored on a web server, which requires the skill set of a developer to set up and configure.
And how can I access my CMS?
A good CMS can be accessed from a browser. This means that you could possibly be sitting on a sun lounger in a posh hotel with Wi-Fi access and still access the CMS. Most websites require that you have remote access to the company to protect the site behind a firewall.
How do I actually change the text on my website?
So you use what is called a WYSIWYG text editor, which stands for what you see is what you get. Or the field can be integrated with Microsoft Word. Most common is the WYSIWYG text field, which makes it easy to create new content, edit existing content, add images and links, etc.
I would like to add a news listing component to my homepage. How is it done, and would I need help from a developer?
Sitecore CMS is very flexible. If the news listing component has already been developed, you can use the Experience Editor to add the component to your homepage. If the component hasn't been developed, you will need to speak to a developer who can develop it so that you can add it to your homepage.
Do I only manage my content?
A CMS typically has additional core functionalities, including workflows, which are business-driven processes, administering website users, and managing their permission levels. Sitecore also allows you to manage and further optimize digital assets, social media, documents, email campaigns, commerce, and digital marketing campaigns. It also enables you to measure the effectiveness of the website.
Am I able to integrate with other business tools or social media?
Yes, Sitecore CMS has an open API, which makes it possible to integrate with different business tools, such as ERP systems, CRM, and, of course, social media, which makes it easy to create, publish, and optimize your social media campaigns. Sometimes you will find that Sitecore or a Sitecore partner have already made connections for third-party tools, which makes the integration even quicker and easier.
What are the benefits of choosing a CMS such as Sitecore compared to an open source CMS?
Well, an open source CMS seems like the cheapest option. However, it often requires more development and customization. Sometimes it won't even be able to meet the business requirements, and you often pay the price when you upgrade or need support. A CMS such as Sitecore comes with a variety of applications and additional free plugins or connectors that have been developed by either Sitecore or by one of our certified partners. Sitecore also has engineers working around the clock to improve our software to ensure that you are getting the most for your money. Also to ensure that there are communities for technical and non-technical users, and that you can receive 24/7 phone support.
Let's summarize what we have just learned. The Sitecore web content management system lets non-technical people create and manage their content and marketing efforts in one single platform. As long as you have an internet connection and access to a browser, you can make changes anywhere and anytime. You will be using one of the text editors to edit your content, add images and add links. Sitecore not only allows you to manage your content, but also to execute your entire digital marketing strategy and other additional support features. The Sitecore API is open, so your developers can extend, integrate, and customize your website. The great aspects about Sitecore are that our team is constantly working on improving our software, and there are communities you can join to keep up to date with the latest news and find inspiration to improve your site. In the next part of the video, we will get more into the details about Sitecore. I will introduce you to the Sitecore Experience Platform. Sitecore is the global leader in customer experience management. We aim to deliver highly relevant content and personalized digital experiences that delight audiences, build loyalty, and drive revenue. With the Sitecore Experience Platform, marketers can own the experience of every customer that engages with their brand across every channel. Sitecore XP is a blended solution. It combines web content management with a marketing platform. Sitecore's main purposes: empower authors to build and populate a website. Give visitors an optimized experience by responding to what they are doing. Inform marketers of the effectiveness of the site and their marketing efforts so they can improve them further. Engagement value. Sitecore is designed to measure engagement, not just traffic. Engagement is based on goal conversion. This means that Sitecore uses engagement value points as a measurement, enabling us to use this information to optimize our site. Data tracking, digital fingerprint. When we are searching for something, we are in fact leaving some evidence of interest as well. In this case, the search term or keywords. An IP address and technical details are exchanged by the system automatically. But the way we are interacting with our choices is a very valuable takeaway in the conversation. You may want to think of this as a digital fingerprint. Sitecore XP lets non-technical people create and manage their content and marketing efforts in one single platform. As long as you have internet connection and access to a browser, you can make changes anywhere, anytime. For customers with thousands of sites, such as franchisers or affiliate networks, Sitecore provides multi-site support and content sharing across all of them, delivering a consistent customer experience on every level. You can assemble forms without programming. Every form element is completely customizable for an optimal user experience, and usability reports show how well they're performing. You can deliver data right into your CRM or ERP systems. Predefined vocabularies of search engine optimized content and guidance on which keywords to use and in what density make it easy for content creators to use the terms that will get you noticed quickly and drive traffic to your site. Easily deploy, manage, integrate, and secure your websites with enterprise-class capabilities designed for supporting even the most demanding organizations. Site control, data integration, granular security capabilities, and flexible deployment models all serve the enterprise. The API capability is open. That allows your developers to easily extend, integrate, and customize your website. It also helps to reduce costs. Sitecore is an object-based CMS. Pages seen on a Sitecore solution are dynamically assembled at the time of request from content stored throughout the site. Due to the object-based nature, Sitecore strictly separates content from presentation. This means that content can be reused. You can also repurpose the same content for different devices, such as mobile, print RSS, etc. Text being used here is coming from the same source as that on the news article itself. Sitecore supports all languages, including right-to-left languages and, of course, double byte character sets. Translation can be achieved in one of three ways. Manually, using Sitecore's Translate mode, side-by-side authoring. Automatically, using an integration with Google Translate shared source module. Or automatically using the advanced third-party translation integration. Let's recap what we have just learned. Sitecore XP is a blended solution. It combines web content management with a marketing platform. With Sitecore XP, marketers can own the experience of every customer that engages with their brand across every channel. It also lets non-technical people create and manage their content and marketing efforts in one single platform. Sitecore is designed to measure engagement, not just traffic. We use engagement value points as the measurement to optimize our site. The platform provides multi-site support and content sharing, and form data can be delivered straight to CRM or ERP systems. The platform has huge capabilities and is scalable for all organizations. It's an object-based CMS, which means that the content can be reused and repurposed throughout the sites. We also support all languages. In the next part of the video, I'm going to introduce you to the basic 8.0 UI. Earlier in the video, we learned that Sitecore XP is a blended solution. It combines web content management with a marketing platform. So let's log in and have a look. To log into the Sitecore XP, in a browser, enter the name of your website, followed by /Sitecore in the address field. For example, http:// www.mywebsite.net/Sitecore. On the login page, enter your username and password, then click Login. The first time you log into Sitecore, you should change your password in the control panel. On the Launchpad, you will see an overview of the applications that are available to you, along with the two reports: interactions by visits and value per visit, top 5 campaigns by visit. The top 5 campaigns by visit isn't available in this installation because there currently aren't 5 campaigns running and there is not enough data to show. Your Sitecore Launchpad is divided into 4 groups of applications. The first group of applications are the analytics tools to manage your campaigns, analyze your digital channels and optimize them. The second group is our content authoring tools, which allow us to manage our content and media items. It also includes an application for workflow and the recycle bin. The third group of applications that we see in the Launchpad is used for administering your account, such as changing the password or connecting applications. There is also the desktop application, which is typically used by developers. The fourth and final group of applications is administrative tools, including managing permissions, users, and domains. In addition to the reports and applications in the Launchpad, we have a square in the top left corner. The square is accessible from any application. When clicked, it will take us back to the Launchpad. In the top right corner, we see who we are logged in as, and the icon assigned to the user. We can also log out of Sitecore. Sitecore helps you manage your content for each and every experience your customers enjoy. To do this, we use our 2 main content tools: the Experience Editor and the Content Editor. This video will give you a high-level overview of the 2 tools. We are going to start with the Experience Editor. To access the Experience Editor, click the Experience Editor icon. In the Experience Editor, notice that it looks very similar to our live site. Initially, the only difference that we see is at the top of the page, where we have what we call a ribbon. The ribbon is divided into tabs, groups, and commands. In the ribbon tabs, you can edit, preview, and debug. Editing and designing are significant features for content authors, content editors, and designers. The Page Editor ribbon is highly extensible and customizable. Developers can easily add new tabs, groups, and corresponding commands. In the View tab, I can enable editing and designing. Enabling editing means that I can edit all of the editable objects and add new pages. Enabling designing means I'm able to change the look and feel of the page. I can move, delete, add additional components, and reset back to the layout designed by the developer. Before I start to edit and change the layout of my website, I wish to navigate to my news section. I can navigate around my site in two ways. The first option is to use Ctrl plus mouse click. The second option is to use my navigation bar. To get a better overview, I'm going to enable my navigation bar. This is also done in the View tab. I said earlier that in the editing mode, I can add new pages. Therefore, if I want to create a new traveller story page, I'm going to navigate to my News section. I'm going to use the navigation bar, Sitecore -cycling -holidays, then Home, then News from the Road, and click Go. Now, I'm ready to create my new traveller story page. This is done by selecting the Home tab, then clicking Insert Page. In the dialog, I select the Traveller Story item. I'm going to name the page Sitecore Cycling Holiday and click OK. Notice how, in one simple action, Sitecore has automatically created the new news item, assigned an SEO-friendly URL, generated a relevant breadcrumb entry. Having created a new traveller story, I can now modify the content of the new item using the on-page and inline editing provided by the Experience Editor. When clicking the editable object for the text field, it activates a floating toolbar. I'm first going to show how to do inline editing by simply entering I can do inline editing. To do more advanced editing, I will need to use the text editor. This is done by clicking the page icon in the floating toolbar. The rich text editor can be customized by developers at the field level. These customizations are known as HTML editor profiles. Developers configure rich text editor at the field level using HTML editor profiles. In my text editor, I'm going to enter, this is my text editor. I also want to insert an internal link. This is done by selecting Text Editor, then clicking the Insert Sitecore link. For now, I'm just going to select the home page located at Sitecore, then Content, then Sitecore Cycling Holidays, then Home. Finally, I can click Insert. I'm now happy with my changes, so I click Accept. Before I save my page, I want to insert a page image. This is done by clicking the page image icon. In the floating toolbar, select Choose an image. This is the media library. I'm going to change to a tree view as I find it easier to navigate. I'm going to select the Battle of Hills 01 image. It is located in Media Library, Base Core, Widget and Summary Images, Battle of the Hills 01. Click Select. I'm now verifying my changes. I'm going to save my page by clicking the Save icon. Before moving away from my page, I want to add a component in the right column, which is one of the designing functionalities. When clicking the grey area in the right column, a little floating toolbar will appear, but it will look very different from the one used for editing. What will also appear is a little placeholder saying Add Here. I'm going to click the placeholder. In the Select a Rendering dialog, we are presented with all the different components that we can add to this specific placeholder. I'm going to select the Traveller Quote component, then click the Select button. In the next dialog, I have the option to reuse some content by selecting an existing quote, search for content or create new content. For this demonstration, I'm going to select the Amanda Jones item and click OK. Note how the quote is appearing on the page and the toolbar looks slightly different. The toolbar will allow me to move or associate a content item with this component. Test or delete the component, or do a couple of other things. This is all related to design mode. We have finished our editing, and we are going to save the page. Since we don't do our editing on our live site, I want to use my preview mode to view how my page would look when it has been published to my live site. Therefore, I'm going to switch to preview mode. This can be done from the Experience tab in the ribbon. Then click the Other command and select Preview in the drop-down menu. Note how the page has changed. We have now gone through a high-level overview of the Experience Editor, and we now want to move into our Content Editor. To get back to our Launchpad, I click the square icon in the top left corner. To access the Content Editor, I click on the Content Editor icon. The Content Editor is the primary user interface for managing content in Sitecore. Some of the advantages of working with Content Editor are that you can edit all fields on a page, copy and duplicate pages, switch between language and numbered versions, and validate items. The Content Editor contains Microsoft Office 2007 style ribbon. Note that there are more functionalities available than in the Experience Editor. Content tree can be expanded and collapsed as needed. Content tree equals site infrastructure. In the editor is where you are doing all of the editing. Finally, we have our application tabs in the bottom of the window, which will give me access to my workflow and all my media items. In the left side of the content tree, we can right-click. By doing this, we are presented with a quick action bar. This action bar is used for specifying the information it should display. Some quick action notifications accept commands. For instance, unlock your locked items by clicking on the My Locked Item icon. For items in Workflow, you can often select a workflow command. I'm going to select Workflow States. I'm going to select my Sitecore Cycling Holiday item. I am now going to use the quick action bar to submit my traveller story by mouse clicking on the workflow icon and selecting Submit. In the workflow comment dialog, enter Ready for Approval and click OK. Note how the little icon has changed. If I click on the icon with my mouse, you can see that I now have the option to either approve or reject. Workflow is a process that can be used to publish a page to the live site. We are not going to cover it in any more detail in this video. Just above the editor window, you will find a search tool. When you click that icon, it opens up a new tab in the editor window where you can search for everything in Sitecore. The nice thing is you can keep the search tab open if you need to. Click the Content tab to get back to your editor window. Moving to the right, the next command you will find is the Field Selector. It quickly allows you to find a specific field on your page. After the Field Selector, we have access to change to a different language, then number the versions of a page. In the left-hand side of our screen, we are presented with our validation bar, which validates the pages against W3C guidelines or custom rules set up in Sitecore. In the bottom of our editor window, we will find our application tabs. The first one is our media library. When selected, you get the full view of the media library. Next to the media library is the workbox. The workbox controls all of the workflows utilized on the site. I'm going to return to my content editor by clicking the application tab. In your next training course, you will become more familiar with the content editor and the different features available to you. So we are going to finish this demo by exiting to the Launchpad by clicking the square in the top left corner. Finally, I'm going to log out of Sitecore by using the Logout button in the top right corner. As an example of the Sitecore dynamic page assembly, we have a very powerful experience platform that is able to personalize many components on a page, given the multitude of parameters such as referrers, campaign links followed, banner, PPC, visitor behavior, etc. Looking at the home page in current time, we don't see any personalization taking place. We are now taking a small journey to understand the possibilities of what we can do with Sitecore personalization. We know that the majority of traffic comes from search engines. In this scenario, we will be using Google search page and search for cycling holidays. I will now click the search button. In the top of the center column and in the right hand column, you can see that we are represented with PPC advert. I'm now going to click on the paid per click PPC link in the top of the right hand column. Notice how the homepage for the TrainCore site has been personalized to reinforce the keywords used as part of the AdWord targeting. This is because of the granular ability to control the page output that allows you to personalize like this. You can see that the URL is built up by the base URL and a campaign ID. The campaign ID is being utilized for the personalization. So every time a visitor clicks on this campaign, the link will be represented with the content that you currently are viewing. I want to read more about the Discover Thailand and therefore will continue my journey by clicking on the Discover Thailand link. I then decide to book my Thailand cycling holiday and click Book Holiday in the right-hand column. I fill out the form with my name and surname, keep the holiday type as Discover Thailand, and keep the same date as selected. Finally, I click Book Holiday. On the thank you page, I see that they have received my booking. I then decide to navigate back to the home page by clicking the Home tab in the top. Notice how the banner has changed again. We are shown content about choosing the right bike for our Thailand trip. We are now going to explore predicted personalization. This means that it is based on the visitor's behavior. Unknown to the visitor, we have spent time profiling our website content so we can reveal a likely interest based on their journey and their behavior throughout the website. Their profile is being updated for every click they make on the website. Let's say that the visitor has a high interest in mountain biking and is looking at pages that have been profiled as road biking. We can then start to leverage relevant content or even change functionality on the site. I want to read more about choosing the right bike for my trip and, therefore, continue my journey by clicking on the Check out our bikes link. Since I wish to read more about others who have used the Mountain Goat, I follow the link on the page. After I have read the news item about Joan's family mountain biking adventure, I'm now going to return to the homepage. The homepage has changed again, but this time we are viewing content relating to mountain biking because the content we have been viewing has been profiled as mountain biking. Let's recap. Sitecore Experience Platform allows us to deliver a predictive and relevant customer experience outside of the box. Simple tools make it easy to have Sitecore observe your visitors' behavior and provide them with highly personalized content in real time, anticipating what they might want to do next. We first looked at explicit personalization to predict and interact. We did this by using a PPC campaign and the actions they performed on the site. Finally, we used implicit personalization to predict the interests of a visitor and to show relevant and compelling content based on these predictions. Thank you for watching. Want to learn more? Subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/Master Sitecore, or you can follow us on Twitter @Master Sitecore.